some reason it showed up on my phone, but it's not showing up on the computer.
And we are live. This is Silence is Compliance on Voluntary Virtues Network. And tonight is the first night that I'm doing this show on this network. And I'm very thankful for Michael Shanklin to have put this together. And this is 3 nights a week now that I'm going to be doing shows all on different networks. And if that's going to tell you anything, it should tell you that there is a demand for what we do. And what we do is try to inform people on the truth. We try to inform people on...
And we are live. This is Silence is Compliance.
And we're going to have to
on Voluntary Virtues Network. And tonight is the first.
There you go. That should work for right now. Yeah, we'll work through these small technical things that we have going on here because all shows are on different networks and done completely different. But yeah, this is a great opportunity. There's a great lineup of different guests or different shows that are going to be on, and you know, this is what it's all about, is getting information out there and people asking questions, asking real questions. And actually that reminds me, that's one of the first things I want to get into. People talking serious stories, real issues, and putting it out there. And I think this should show you how, you know, we're just totally just driving the nails, the final nails in the coffin of these corporate-owned mainstream media hacks that are just so lost and just do not get it whatsoever. And you know, it's great watching, and not that I'm trying to turn the knife, but it's like we've been trying to tell them for so long, and when they go to these websites like Net Valuator or Alexa, and they look at the numbers and they see that an independent journalist, you know, working out of his house, and I'm nothing compared to so many other great people that put great work out, and they look at the numbers, and you have a small-time independent guy who is just completely blowing away the local mainstream media, especially when he's banned from certain stations. I mean, that should really let you know that there is a complete shift in the way people are thinking, a complete paradigm shift, which we all know is happening. And there is this story I do want to cover, and you didn't. I was gonna say I did talk about it on my other show on Sunday, but I didn't really get to talk too much about it because I didn't have the story. But luckily, thanks to my partner here, I do have the story now, and I talked about it. And this is, you know, it's good news, but at the same time, it's a little bit discouraging. I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly how to take it, because what we have here is a We Are Change style confrontation. Well, you know what? It's a random act of journalism, if you want to put it that way. We have somebody. I'm not really sure who she is. Wait, does the story say? Did you try plugging in over there? No.
I'm still getting this here going.
All right, let me know if you get it pulled up. But what we have with this is we have a lady. They says she's a journalist, and I have the video here. And she went to, let's see, did they put it? Political figures getting in the faces of journalists. They don't want to answer. Yeah. No. Okay. So Northeast Ohio Media Group reporter. So Northeast Ohio Media Group. Actually.
I'll Google that.
Yeah. That sounds like something worth Googling. Let's do a not so random act of journalism here and source this material in real time, real quick, because that raises a question. Let's see what these people are all about, because it would be very, and I know this out of experience, very easy to print up a press pass that says Northeastern Pennsylvania, Truth Alliance, Liberty, Justice, Freedom Pass, you know, and put it on a lanyard and put it around my neck. So, and you know what? If you're somebody who is a Constitution-based person, you want to go with the First Amendment, or if you're a voluntarist and say you don't even need that, then more power to you. But no, you don't need any, in my opinion, you don't need any credentials whatsoever, any kind of schooling, any kind of paperwork to tell you that you're such and such kind of, you know, you're a journalist, you're a broadcast expert. Well, you know what? The entire paradigm is changing, and we don't need people, because you know what? These people, they're learning how to just completely compromise with the system. They go to these, you know, revolving door colleges that teach them anything but critical thinking, and that is why independent media is really doing its job now, because these people recently I've really been watching my words as far as, you know, mainstream, because if the numbers are higher for the independent media, then I guess they're not mainstream anymore. You know, they have the corporate, that's why I'm using the term corporate owned people, but they have these corporate-owned groups behind them that support them, and they know their limits. And I got them on record many times. I mean, even guys that I trust, and I give them so much more credit than other people. There are very few of them out there, but there are people that come from the old school journalism, and because they handle their show a certain way, they rose through the ranks because of popularity and not using their collars just as sound bites. And this one guy in particular I'm talking about right in my area, and he admits that yes, there is, you know, not only censorship but self-censorship, because these people realize that if they ask the wrong questions, if they, you know, rub somebody the wrong way, that's it, they're done. I had Michael Scheuer on a show not too long ago, and other than the whole 9/11 thing, that's a whole different topic, but he admitted how he was censored from the Fox, whatever you want to call it, the Fox outlet. How about that?
Fox Entertainment.
Yeah, Fox Entertainment. Yeah, that's about right. That's a good one, Fox Entertainment. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Yeah, Fox Entertainment works, although I don't want to make light of the hardcore propaganda that's getting, you know, pumped out on a regular basis. And, you know, in fairness, of course, that's MSNBC and CNN and anything that's corporate owned. So anyway, I'm losing my train of thought here, and that's good. That's means, all right, so Northeastern, all right, well, man, we really drifted on that one. So Northeast Ohio Media Group. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow. Yeah, this, I mean, they might, go ahead, you can pull it up, Jeff, but this looks like one of the very first times I needed to be credentialed. There was an online service, and you paid a small fee, and they had a website that they kept up and running, and they kept you on there as a journalist, and, you know, gave you a press pass, and there was always somebody there to answer the phone, and great setup. But I'll tell you what, the first thing that came to my mind as soon as I pull up this website, it looks very similar to that website, the Plain Dealer. Wait, hang on, do I even have the right? Maybe I don't. No, Media Group. Yeah, this. Wow, Northeastern Ohio Media Group, and here's the number. And you know what? I'm not talking down, because any means necessary. You know, if this is what they had to do, and if they were to, I mean, if let's see, the Plain Dealer. I'm not really sure what the hell to make of this website.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? Is this like a?
I don't know. I have no idea what this is. No, and now people are really going to be wondering. So go to it.
it's-
Monster traffic is going to go through the roof. They're going to be wondering why now.
What the-
Northeast Ohio Media Group. Okay.
It says that it's a digitally focused media company.
Okay.
What-
Cleveland.com, Sun News. I don't know what this is. Okay, about us.
Here, what's the plain dealer?
Let's see, our team. All right, I wonder if one of these are the people that I didn't even tell the story yet. But I wonder if one of these ladies here are one of the ladies that were in the video.
The plain dealer is Ohio's largest newspaper.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
looking at their website right now.
all right, the Ohio. So the plain dealer is Ohio's largest.
According to their website,
All
the
right.
Plain Dealer Publishing Company publishes the largest newspaper in Ohio.
All right, so they're coming off with Cleveland.com, Sun News. All right, so anyway, all right, so maybe they're legitimate, and that's fine. Either way, I would have been more happy if they weren't. But this goes to what I'm talking about here, and where I'm coming from. Okay, now this reporter, is her name? Her name is there. Sarah Dorn. Is she one of them? Sarah Short. I don't see a Sarah Dorn on this particular website. But anyway, so Sarah Dorn caught up with Richmond Heights, Ohio Mayor Miasha Hayden last week and started recording video as she peppered the mayor. Oh no, peppered the mayor. I knew that wasn't right. Peppered the mayor with questions about her assistant's legal battles. Hayden's assistant, Brandy Mills, is the subject of 2 criminal cases in Toledo and is being charged with forgery and theft. Rather than answer, Hayden grabbed. Oh man, I would love if this happened to me. Hayden, well, it has, I guess, but not this blatantly. Hayden grabbed for Dorn's camera and insisted she did not consent to being filmed. No, you see, this is what I mean. Like, yes, I've had my camera pushed, pulled. Rick Perry's crew literally broke one of the microphones by purposely stepping on a cord that was coming from a camera, and I got that on film. But I never had something so blatant. Like, so this mayor here, Sarah said, it's not fair. Hayden said, "Are you recording right now?" And then it says, "Excuse me, ma'am, do not attack me." Dorn protested, then noted that she doesn't need the mayor's permission to record on public property.
How are you mayor and don't know this?
Right. So this lady here is the mayor, and she's making a case that she doesn't consent to being recorded. Now, it's pretty obvious here. So, I apologize, by the way, for touching your camera, she said. But she did answer, but she... Oh, my God, why am I having such a hard time tonight? But, I got to pull this closer, man. But did she answer Dorn's questions? We are committed to transparency. The mayor, yeah, right. Can't you at least tell me why you won't answer my question? Dorn Press, yeah, I totally get this and understand this. This is, what I do. The mayor paused, squinted at the horizon, then got into her car without responding. So this is what we deal with on a regular basis. Now, the reason this is a big story to me, all right, because I'm not too concerned about the local issue that might have been going on here, but the fact that Fox News covered this, The Blaze, I'm reading this from The Blaze right now, covered this, all right, so, and there are other sites that have covered this, what you might consider mainstream, and this was a small-time confrontation. I mean, this was, if you were to compare this to videos I've done, or Luke Rudkowski, or many people that are, We Are Change style type journalists, or where people actually ask questions, and, questions that other people don't want to hear. But, when was the last time you seen Luke on Fox News or being covered by the Blaze. And you know what? Well, okay, for as far as me, that's fine. All right, and I talk about this when I talk about Jason Matera and is it James O'Keefe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I talk about this when I talk about those two. Is it's like when you have the established, as long as you stay in that left-right, and you're gonna hit these people up with questions that are gonna keep it Republican versus Democrat, then you'll get this coverage. But I guarantee you that if she was asking them something about a Fourth Amendment violation, which I did locally right here, or if she was asking somebody about the NDAA, which I did with senators and congressmen, not only at big events, but even right in my area, going and confronting Senator Casey.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, my God, Bill Clinton, for God's sakes, you know? And you know, it's not that why aren't they covering me? I'm making the point that something as small time as this, you know, this completely random act of a reporter trying to actually ask a question, and because of the way the absolute, you know, head in the sand, brainwashed, brain dead, even mentally enslaved mayor who doesn't even know, you know, what side is up. I mean, this is just crazy. How could you say I do not consent on public property? I mean, the ridiculousness of this is just so beyond reproach. I mean, I don't know. So you have that there, and oh man, I don't know. To me, this is a story that really stuck out to me, and I know that I will be referring to this. Probably is one of those stories that I'll be referring to a lot because it shows you how the news works. I mean, think of how many great confrontation videos there have been, whether it be We Are Change or, you know, Luke or any of them. You know, like Henry Kissinger. You know, when he put on the glasses with the hidden camera in there and he went down into the area he wasn't supposed to be in. I mean, these are great confrontations, but you don't see them. You know, why don't you see them? Because Fox News is going to play it, they're going to talk about it, and people are going to say, wow, that's awesome. What, you know, let's go see what this Luke guy's about. They're going to go to wearechange.org and see, oh, wow, he doesn't believe the official story of 9/11. Oh, can't have that. You know, so he's asking about the Bilderberg. Oh, geez, last time I checked, you know, we were dumping calls and making fun of people, calling them conspiracy theorists for talking about Bilderberg. But that's that. So I don't want to, you know, beat the horse too much there. Oh, Jeff, I just seen this one here. So what do you have on this? The Hunger Games. This story.
Well,
I'm going to pull it up.
Well, apparently, protesters that are in Thailand, in Bangkok, are using the three-fingered Hunger Games salute.
Yeah.
To protest the recent military coup that took over the country, and they're being arrested for doing their three-fingered salute.
In Bangkok?
Bangkok, Thailand, yes.
What are they protesting there?
There was a military coup that took over their country. They removed their government.
Really?
Yeah, and right now the country is being run by Thailand's military. Thailand's military rulers said on Tuesday that they were monitoring the new form of opposition to the coup. Reporters witnessed the phenomenon, and individuals were captured on film making the raised arms salute with the three fingers, just like the movie The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And they are, I guess it's a silent resistance to the coup. So basically, they're like, you know, their faces are covered. They're not showing themselves and stuff.
Right.
And they're just doing the three-fingered salute. They're not like, it's not like an armed resistance or anything like that.
So wow, yeah, I see this here. So look at the guy has his face blocked. So they're doing the. I mean, and that's actually if anybody was a Boy Scout, that's right. You know, if you're an Boy Scout, right, that's the Boy Scout. You know, I was an Eagle Scout, and that was the first thing I thought of. But yeah, you're right. That is the same. Oh yeah, Guy Fawkes.
And what they said was that the raised three fingers has become a symbol in calling for fundamental political rights. They are calling on people to raise three fingers 3 times a day at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. in safe public places where no police or military are present. Again, because if you do this where police or military are present, then you're going to get black bagged and taken away.
Wow. And you know what else is amazing about this, other than the fact that this is happening and that it's real, is this isn't the first thing that I'm seeing the Hunger Games unfold in reality. Did you?
Every day is the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, right.
you look at the life that we live, and I mean, what do you have? You have your NFL football, Dancing with the Stars, everybody's beer football and reality
listen,
TV.
I'm gonna take it even a step further here. Watch this, okay? So when I first seen this, okay, yeah. So I know exactly where you were coming from, all right? And I want to send you this here, or type it in while I type in the Hunger Games reality show, okay? And you'll find it. And what it is, ladies and gentlemen, is they're talking about actually making a game like now.
This is crazy.
Yeah, now think of how far. I want to put this in context for you, though, to show you the incrementalization and how they get people to accept things more and more. And if you were to tell people a decade ago that there would be a show on television called Naked and Afraid, and it would be a guy and a girl thrown in the wilderness, with completely naked, and given one or two items, and they had to survive for however long, and okay, fine. And as far as entertainment goes, I'm not bashing on all entertainment. If you're a brain dead drone, then yes, I am gonna hold your feet to the fire, because there are many important things in life that you should be know about. But if you're gonna just bury your head in the stand and that's all you concern yourself with is television, then yes, there's a problem with your life and your priorities. But what we've seen is you had that show Survivor, and then with a lot of these reality shows, American Idol and The Voice, and believe me, I don't watch these shows, but I know of them and I know how it works. And I just read a meme, and it was a great meme. I guess this musician quoted, they quoted this musician, and he's talking about modern day musicians. He said, this is the generation that grows up thinking in order to become a musician, you have to wait in line with 800 other people and stand in front of 3 people that really should never even be judging if you should be a musician or not. And then if they tell you yes, you're going to be the next superstar, and if they tell you no, then that's pretty much it. And that's how it becomes.
That was Dave Grohl from Nirvana.
Yeah, right. And he
Foo Fighters now. He's the Foo Fighters now.
Well, what he said was
the drummer for
right. He
Nirvana.
said go to a yard sale, buy
some beat up equipment
and just go in the garage and have fun. And he's like, you might end up being you might suck, but you're gonna have fun, and you might end up being the next Nirvana. He said that's exactly what happened with Nirvana. So. To the point I'm making, without getting sidetracked too far, that with this incrementalization, okay, you have these reality shows where it's competitive to the point where it's really pushing the envelope. They throw people out in the wilderness now and give them 3 weeks, okay, and they have to survive for 3 weeks. Plus the cutthroat aspect of games like that Bachelor. And I only know this because the one teacher from our area was in that last one. So it was all over, the local news in our area.
You couldn't escape it.
Yeah, you couldn't escape it. Right, you couldn't escape it. But it's teaching people this, and it's not so much a bad thing learning to do what you need to do to survive. That's not a bad thing at all. But the morals and ethics that are taught, especially like in these cutthroat games, like I think Survivor is the one where you need to like manipulate other people, and
Yeah.
you have to get them to vote, right? To vote people
Yeah,
have to
you vote everybody off the island. And,
Right. So even if somebody is the best at something, they could hunt and make a fire and do this. Well, then he's deemed a threat, and these manipulating little skuntas that don't know anything whatsoever, they're gonna vote you off. So in the end, it's one brain dead idiot against the other brain dead idiot, and a brain dead idiot ends up winning. So they keep pushing the envelope, and with this Hunger Games now,
I'm blown away by that. Like,
yes.
I joke around all the time and saying that, like, this is like the Hunger Games, and everybody is so tuned in and disconnected.
Yep.
You have I always think Dancing with the Stars. That's like my example for everything.
Right.
Like that's my brain dead zombie.
Yeah.
The Dancing with the Stars audience member, and it just blows me away that it's really a Hunger Games.
Right. So here's what we got with the Hunger Games. Okay, the Hunger Games is a concept that they're going to be coming out with, and it's going to be just like the Hunger Games, with the exception for now that you're not actually killing each other. Okay, it's going to be in real time. Okay, it's going to be interactive. All right, so I guess they're going to be combining a bunch of technologies. You know how like American Idol, people would text 99401 for so and so text. So that's interactive. Okay, well that was I don't know much about the show, but I was going to say that was years and years ago. I don't even know if that show is still on.
It's gonna be like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger from the '80s, The Running Man.
Right, and that was from the '80s. But here's the thing: the big thing with the Hunger Games is they had to try to win over the audience, and then if there was somebody who had money, they could donate to that person and send them like a care package or a weapon. And like I said, as of right now, at least, they're not out to kill you. It's not last man standing. That's not.
Yeah, it's more like flag footballish.
Right.
Like they're gonna. From what I read in the article, that's how they're gonna set this up to where it's like, they're not really gonna be picking people off. They're just gonna be.
Yeah. Well, of course they're not. Right. They're not gonna be killing each other yet. But
yeah, that's the key.
Right.
That's the key words. That's
right,
the key words.
And
10 more years, it'll be the Running Man. They'll be setting people on fire.
Right. Well, that just flowed right off my tongue. That's how much I'm sure that this is the way culture's going, and it reminds me of ancient Rome. Bread and circuses, and giving people plenty of death and entertainment, and combine them, and then you really have the masses just in a downward spiral. So this is going to be an interactive thing. It's going to kind of be like Survivor, but only in real time. It's going to be live, and these people who are picked to go on this show, I guess, are going to have to try to win over sponsors, and they could get things delivered to them, probably by drone. And, yeah, seriously.
Bezos from Amazon is going to be
Yeah,
the Amazon drones.
So all this will come into play. You'll probably see advertising on the Amazon, on the side of the drone as it drops off a packet, like your Google. So yeah, this is absolutely real, and they're even calling it the Hunger Games. So you have to ask yourself, especially when you look at Georgia back in I think it was the 90s, and I know they don't really do it, but they legalized. Wait, was it? I don't want to say this wrong and then get called out on it, so I'll be careful. I know it was put up for a vote. Okay, so here I'll just leave it at this. I'm not sure if the vote passed or not, but just the fact that they put it up for a vote, and you can find it in the records, the state records of Georgia. That two things. Number one, they wanted to start using guillotines to decapitate people, and in that same year, they introduced a bill to allow executions to be. This was a completely different bill. Allow executions to be viewed on television,
pay-per-view or something like that.
No, public broadcasting. So, and they specifically put in there how they want it, it to be educational and for the children and to watch in school.
Holy God!
Listen,
for the children.
I know.
Here, come in here, son. Now sit down. I want you to watch something That's extremely horrifying.
Right.
Learn this.
Right. This is what statism is, son. You know.
Wow.
Right. If you do not conform to the state, then this is what's going to happen. And you know, I mean, this is the idea of the show is I want to be able to talk about you know, statism and voluntarism and what is possible and you know, philosophy, but I also want to talk, you know, things that are happening and what you know, why people feel the way they feel, why there is such a shift in thinking. I mean, the things we think that we're thinking now, a lot of us. I mean, I could say 10 years ago, I would have said you were out of your mind. I would have called you crazy, and I'm not even talking about just my political.
Well, just look at you know, I can remember when I was younger, you know, like preteen, you know, like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I can remember overhearing people talking about, you know, New World Order and global government, global governance. And global currencies and you know, all this stuff, and everybody said, oh, you know, that's just crazy, that could never happen. I mean, how many things that I've heard in my lifetime where people said that could never happen in America, and here it is now, 2014. You have the NSA spy everywhere, you drones, the NDAA, you have a president that says, well, you know, if I want to kill American citizens without, you know, due process, well, you know, whatever, I can do whatever. And he's like, you know, one of those girls on the Jerry Springer. I do what I want.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous, and you know, the good news is, as we're winding down here, we got a late start this week, and believe me, that hardly ever happens, but doing so many shows and learning all these different programs, it's bound to happen now and then. But it looks like we got this nailed down. So next week we will definitely be on time. And I like the way this is set up here. This is real nice, and it's great. It's a good setup. It looks like it's going to go right up onto YouTube after this. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Michael Shanklin for putting this together. He looks like he put together a great network, and we're going to be a lot of us working together now to really just, you know, bring this home, because this is something a lot of us have been working on for a very long time, as far as independent media, independent journalism or activism, or, you know, we're just people trying to do what's right, just getting our voices out there, because we're tired of getting lied to. We don't want to be the people that are going to be 60 years old, and, you know, if there's still even a world left, or what that world will look like, and have one of our grandchildren look up and, you know, say, hey, Daddy, what were you doing when the world was conquered, you know, right in front of your face in real time?
From District 13.
Yeah, right. So, exactly, right. And that brings us right back to the Hunger Games. But, you know, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that has to try to say, hey, you know, I was too afraid to speak up. Yeah, I understand that there are lists. And at this point, you know, I take pride in that. If you're not on a list by now, you're doing something wrong. You know, I mean, this government has made so many people their enemies by the way they act, that, you know, that's why I named this show on all the networks, Silence is Compliance, because at this point, your silence, your very silence is compliance. You are saying, you know what, I'm going to allow this to happen, and that's that.
It's a silent nod of approval.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is.
So it's like if you're watching somebody get murdered, and you know, you don't do anything about it whatsoever, or getting beat to death, and there's time for you to do something. So I want to, we got to close this up right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is Silence is Compliance. I am your host, Anthony Antonello. Tonight, co-hosting with me is Jeff Nizio, and that's pretty much it. Make sure you stick around for the next show. Michael Shanklin will be coming on. And next week, I will be back here at the same time, 7 o'clock. It'll be 7 to 8. Let's see. So, yeah, 7 to 8. You can find me here, Voluntary Virtues Network. Wednesday, FPRN Radio. And Sunday night will be Liberty Chat. So we're just bringing it home from every angle you can. We're all working together. So make sure you stay tuned for Michael Shanklin. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.